Welcome to New York. 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 Welcome to New York.
Get up, get out of bed, and get going.
Everything that we do exclusive, make sure that it's all inclusive. I was taught make no excuses. As a man, you can't be useless.
All right, big bro.
Testing. We're big bro, little bro. We're back in the building.
Oh my gosh, it's been what, 2 months?
Yeah, man. It's been a minute, ain't it? Shoot. Yeah.
So let me explain what happened. So we use what's called a Rodecaster Pro for our audio. For some reason on my new laptop, it stopped taking it was showing that it was hooked up, but the audio was not coming through on OBS at all to record. Well, I deleted OBS. OBS wouldn't reinstall because some other apps were using it. I don't know. It was weird. It wouldn't reinstall. So I kind of got discouraged and did what I recommend not to do. And I kind of gave up for a little bit. And then I tried it on my other laptop, which I got around here somewhere, my older laptop. I brought you over. I was all excited, had everything set up. And then we get here and then we sit down. We're ready to go just like this. I push start. And then the laptop doesn't have the capacity to run things at 4K like we want to, and it just wouldn't start. So we took about another 3 weeks off because I again got discouraged, couldn't figure it out. So I finally just Bo every day, almost every day at work will poke at me about it, not having the podcast back up and running. So one night he made another comment, so I went home. Re-downloaded it on OBS, figured it out on my old laptop or the new laptop, and it is working again. So,
hey, great job, man. Great job. See, Austin's a fighter, so the more you push him, the better he gets. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, I'm an 0-1 fighter. But,
it's okay, man. You did a good job. Hey, you did a good job. So we back at it. You know, hey, it's never too late, right?
It's never too late.
Never too late.
Mm-hmm. I want to see. That's where I'm wanting to hang that TV, but man, I'm worried because my shower's behind that wall.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to hit a water line or something.
Don't hit a water line, man. You have water spewing out everywhere in here, man. You know,
I might void my deposit.
Yeah, the deposit's gone if the water busts. Yeah, it could bust all these pipes up in here, man. Yeah, so
what you think of the new studio?
Man, I love the new studio, man. I was checking it out, man. I feel right back at it. Feel at home. You know what I mean? Feel right back at it. I love it.
It's a little more
man.
Comfortable too.
It's a little bit more comfortable, man. I may go to sleep on this couch right here, laying down.
Shit,
if y'all see me easing down in the seat like that right there, man, hey, I'm finna go on and go to sleep.
Shit, they were $300 a piece. They better be comfortable.
And they better be very comfortable, man.
Big Lots will get your money.
Hey, they got your money. But it's a good company though. I mean, we bought a lot of stuff at Big Lots.
Yeah, I have.
It's nice. I like it.
I've
been wanting to get him some new furniture. So I like it, man.
I like Big Lots. I got some of those chairs from I forgot what the place is downtown here. There's 2 furniture places downtown.
Yeah, 2 furniture places downtown. Yeah.
Can't think of the name.
Yeah, Marquis and there's another one too.
Yeah, they just
JC Yates.
Yeah, they just rebranded though, didn't they?
They did. I
don't know what to.
You know, JC Yates has been a long time, man. You know, JC Yates is the Yates are my classmates actually. And so JC and Brandy both, and they've been down there a long time, man. Years. I mean, even as a kid growing up, my parents used to shop there. So there's one cool thing, man, about downtown, like the older folks and the companies that they had. You would go in there, you would get you get a soda pop or you get a lollipop or, you get something like that. So it was kind of cool going downtown on Main Street.
You mentioned that was a drugstore. I don't think they're open anymore. That's what we used to call them.
Drugstore.
Young people who don't understand.
Yeah, pharmacy. Pharmacy is now,
It's a pharmacy.
We
used to call it a drugstore. And there was one downtown here in Ardmore that we would come to. It was such a big deal if I came down.
Yeah.
And we went and I would go get a caramel shake or I would get a root beer float and I'd call it the soda pop shop.
Yeah, soda pop shop.
Soda pop shop. And I was so happy every single time.
Yeah.
I'd always have karate. And then we would go to the soda pop shop.
Yeah.
And I'd get like a caramel shake or whatever I got. And oh my gosh, that was the best day ever.
Yeah, the best day as a kid growing up, man. Right across the street from the studio, man, it used to be what they call Coney Island, man. It had the best Coney Islands, or the best Coneys in town. It was just wonderful, man. And back in the day, they was $2.35, so that was really cheap for a Coney.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean? You get the fries, you get everything, man, and a soda for $2.35. Whole meal $2.35. And the best, man, had the shredded cheese on it. Boy, it was the best.
Now your drink's $2.35.
Yeah, you're right. This one that I just paid for was $1.47. So
What was that, Main Street?
no, that was Ardmart. That was Ardmart, man. You go to Main Street, I'm paying $5. But it's worth it. I mean, I'm a coffee drinker, so it's worth it, man.
How many cups of coffee do you think you drink a day?
I have no idea. Like, I don't even know. Like, who knows? Like, I don't know.
Six,
Too
7,
much.
Too much.
Yeah. Too much, bro. But no, I try to limit it to like 4 cups. I really do. So most cases you'll see me just warming my same cup up.
Yeah.
But I try to limit it to like 4 cups, man. So
We know it's the same 2 physical cups, but how many times do you fill it up?
4.
Okay.
Yeah, just 4. Yeah, just 4. I'll sip on it and then I'll warm it up because I like my coffee like super hot. Like, I don't know why, because I don't know. I probably ain't got no taste buds anymore and burnt my mouth up. So I just warm it up several times. So and just keep it hot, man. Keep me hot. Keep me bouncing around. So
I mean, when you work 11, 12 hours, and plus you're up at 5 a.m. every morning.
4 o'clock, man. Alarm goes off at 4 o'clock. It's just, you asked me yesterday, how do I operate on 4 hours of sleep?
I don't know.
Me either. Like, I've been thinking about it since, like, when you asked me, like, yesterday at 2 or something. I've been thinking about it since then, bro. I have no idea, like, how, I don't know. I need to drink that water over there, that gallon of water you got. So motivation right there, man. Motivation. Austin's motivation. Now, I don't know if he drinks his whole gallon or not, because yesterday I seen it and it was at the same level. Yesterday. You drinking a gallon?
I am.
Yo, good.
I filled it up, refilled it completely at the gym.
Okay, good. How you feeling, man, after you drinking a gallon? I mean, you feel like refreshed, like your body?
I feel it's more of I feel like my energy levels drop when I do it.
Really?
And when I don't, sorry.
Okay, when you don't,
But
okay.
I'm telling you right now, I put back on 10 pounds since the fight.
Yeah?
And I'm not on my keto diet and my joints are inflamed and
Yeah.
I am feeling it right now.
Yeah.
So I've been back in the gym for about a week and a half. Oh, during the fight, I fractured my knee and bruised bone marrow and sprained my MCL in the first kick I threw. And we fought 3 rounds. Didn't go my way, but that's all right. Yeah, hurt my knee. So I had to take a month off from the gym, and it's been rough.
Yeah.
It's been rough.
Yeah. Water's helping, though.
Water's helping.
That's good, man. That's good. I'm going to get on a gallon, too. I need to drink a gallon. I try to drink a half a gallon. I need to drink a gallon. I need to carry a gallon of water.
Yeah, we
around
don't have
with
the
me.
water machine at the dealership anymore. That's what I used to do is just fill my one of my metal cups up. But shoot, these are like $1.50, $2 at the store. You go get an actual bottle of water for the same price.
Same price.
So I just get that and refill it.
Yeah. Is that
Lasts
drinking
me all
water,
day.
spring water? What is it?
Well, originally it was just natural spring water.
Okay.
Larka.
Okay, cool.
No, no, Dylan. I'm not on steroids.
No,
Dylan Schaff thinks that everybody he sees drinking a gallon of water is on steroids
no,
because they're dehydrated.
no. That's
How much sense does that make?
It doesn't, Dylan. It's
Come
a
on,
medical
Dylan.
terminology, Dylan. Drink 1 gallon of water a day. Keep the doctor away.
Thank you.
You know, my doctor told me that. You know, I get a physical every year. And so she asked me how much water I was drinking. Not enough. She was like, you need to drink a gallon of water a day. She was like, I tried to drink a gallon of water, but I can't. But if you start trying to drink a gallon of water a day, you'll drink more water than you normally would anyway. So I'm going to try it, man. I'm going to give me a gallon today.
Yeah, there's definitely days that I don't finish it. There's days where I drink probably half of it, but I mean, that's better than nothing. Because
Yeah.
if I don't carry something around, I end up drinking maybe like 1-2 bottles a day.
Oh, gotcha.
So,
Gotcha.
I mean, it's just easier to carry around and
Yeah.
you kind of force yourself, like you said.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like you probably don't want to eat 6 small meals
I
a
don't.
day. You don't want to force that little chicken and tilapia or whatever that you eat down. But
yeah, I know.
if you have it with you, then you force yourself to eat it.
Yeah, you got to force yourself sometime. You know, it's several ways you can lead yourself. It's several ways you can lead other people, and sometimes you got to lead by force, man. But it is Christmas time, and I got grandkids, so I'm broke. You wouldn't happen to have an extra gallon, would you?
We can
laying
go get
around
you
here,
one.
yeah, laying
We'll go get you
around here,
one.
bro.
We can go bag.
Yeah, that $1.47 went on a bicycle or something, bro, a gift or some kind. I'm
Now,
telling you.
You got a wife and how many grandkids?
5.
5? Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the reason I'm here with you in the morning, discussing my stuff.
And then 3 kids?
Yeah.
3 kids, 5 grandkids?
Yeah. Yeah,
Dang.
bro. Yeah. I'm outnumbered by far. Then I got 2 dogs that I'm outnumbered by far. Trust me. See, that's the reason I'm over here visiting you this morning.
Yeah. Did you take the dogs for a walk last night?
No, I told you I wasn't.
You drove them?
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yesterday,
I got videos of it, man.
Yesterday, Bo goes, "Yep."
Shoot.
Sometimes my wife tells me to take the dogs on a walk. Nope. I just let them hop in the back of the truck and we go.
We're off.
Take them for a ride.
Yeah, they like riding anyway. And there's less work on me. No, I ain't had my gallon of water today, and so I can't take them on a walk. I ain't got no energy. So I'm going to use that excuse now. Austin, that's an excuse now. An excuse. Yeah, look, bro, just ride, bro. No matter what speed we going, y'all. The dog just ride.
Send me that video and I'll put it up.
Yeah, don't matter what speed. You get me.
So let's see. Are you gonna make the playoffs in our fantasy league?
Yeah, I'm already in there.
Now you're at 40% chance.
Oh, I'm in there. Go to the bracket. Go to the bracket, bro. I looked last night when y'all was texting, man. Last night. That's the reason I didn't even get on there. I'm in there. Yeah. Go to the bracket.
I've got the standings right here.
All right. Get in there. Austin's a fantasy. We call Austin the fantasy king, right? You know, Austin.
No,
Austin got the
Dustin.
Austin got the ESPN league started, and I didn't get in it last year. I just didn't because I'm also playing in 2 other leagues. But I wanted to join my buddies this year and get in their league, and so Austin is doing pretty good. So I ain't gonna lie.
I'm the commissioner, but
Yeah, he the commissioner.
I'm not the fantasy king. I didn't win last year. I came in 3rd. This year, I'm probably going to come in 4th. I'm making the playoffs, but I'm probably going to come
make
in
the
4th.
playoff.
I've lost a couple starting running backs, and boy, it has been rough.
Yeah. So
Josh.
I'm rooting to beat Brendan Atencio this week, the 14th week, and then I'm gonna go and jump in the playoffs and come on back. I should have won last week, but AJ Brown, I did not have him in. He scored 35 points. I thought I had him in, but I did not save my roster, so I would have won that game, 169. But I lost. Yeah, I lost.
I don't think I've scored over 150 in the past 5 weeks.
So I got to win this week to get in there. But no, it's you, Brendan, Daniel, and Sleepy Joe.
Dustin.
Yeah. I'm in the playoffs in our other league. So
you said you hit back and buys today?
I hit back in abs today. Yeah, back in abs today.
Well, we did some brutal abs yesterday in the gym.
Did
I
you?
almost didn't go because on joints, and like
No.
my knees, thumbs.
Ain't no giving up now.
Oh my gosh, my toes, ankles are killing me. So I went.
No pain, no gain, bro.
I know.
No pain, no gain. You ain't gonna get it, man. So no pain, no gain.
We did a pretty brutal workout yesterday. All right, man. Did you get that picture I sent you the other day?
I did. I got the picture, man. I was checking it out. So explain that to me. Talk to me about it.
I'm gonna
See
put
what we
this up
got.
on the screen probably after the fact, but
Okay.
I'm gonna try to explain it as best as I can. I'll probably butcher it, but that's okay. So I was watching. Do you know who Patrick Bet David is?
No.
He has the Valuetainment podcast, PBD podcast.
Okay, yeah.
He was an insurance guy for many years. He's probably close to a billionaire now, if not. He has a very, very insightful podcast from politics to everything. I mean, he's kind of like a Joe Rogan. He has everybody on.
Okay.
Very smart guy. I like listening to him. You get all points of view. That's what I like. But he was talking about the David R. Hawkins map of consciousness. And so they have a score. He has a scoring system from 20 all the way up to like 1,000. Just to give a frame of reference, from like Jesus, it was like 1,000 in this reference. But I don't really go. I don't care so much for the score, except for the name of level, the associated emotional state, and then the view of life. So, because I think it's very true. And this came out in the 1970s, I believe, 60s or 70s. So at the very bottom, you have shame. And so when you're shameful, you're going to associate that, or you're going to be feel humiliated.
Mhm.
So when you're shameful, you're guilty by association. You feel like everybody's piling on top of you. You can do nothing right. If you mess something up, it feels twice as bad, and your view of life is going to be miserable. Your outlook on life is miserable. How often do we see someone, do something wrong, and then they know they did something wrong, so they feel guilty, so they feel shameful, and then they're miserable all the time because of their own mistakes.
Yeah. We see it every day.
Every day.
Every day.
Right.
Every day.
One step up from that is guilt. So when people are guilty, what do they start doing? They start pointing
Blaming.
fingers. Yeah,
Yeah,
they start
blaming.
pointing fingers,
Start
right?
blaming.
And a lot of these people who blame people, then their outlook on life is going to be miserable,
For sure.
or sorry, evil, because someone who wants to constantly go through blame other people to cover up for their own mistakes,
Mm.
it, I guess you could say it's intrinsically evil because you're trying to pull somebody else into what's your mess.
What's your mess? Yeah.
The next is apathy. I actually don't know what apathy means, but
Mm.
we'll focus on associated emotional state and view of life. So the associated emotional state would be despair. So you're desperate, right? I think
Yes.
that's what that means. And you're hopeless.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing that can come from it. Right now, this map of consciousness, it's more about how you look at yourself. Um, so how are you in life? Do you feel great about yourself or do you feel terrible about yourself? How's your outlook on life?
Apathy. It's the lack of interest, enthusiasm.
Okay.
So-
Okay. Grief. So you have regret and tragedy. So regret. What is your what do you we talk about it? We talked about it a couple months ago, I think on the last episode. Do you want to have any regret? Like if you have loved ones that have passed, do you have any regret?
Right.
Right. Or for a bigger circumstance, if someone goes through their entire life not chasing any goals that they've had, they're gonna regret not chasing those goals. They're gonna regret not talking to the or not taking care of the person that they should have taken care of. They're gonna regret not having a relationship with their kids.
Mm-hmm.
And then that regret's gonna feel like a tragedy because okay, what happened? You let your whole movie play and then you didn't become the main character that you could.
Gotcha. And sorry to interrupt you, Austin.
no,
And
go
so
ahead.
in 1970, when they did this study, was it a self study on himself, or was it a study of people and how the scores were driven as far as the energetic frequency?
So
that,
I think it
that we have?
was I think it was more of a study of people, but
Okay.
he was a professor. I don't know what a
Okay.
professor of. I
Okay.
just saw this and thought it was pretty cool, and pretty
Yeah,
neat.
for sure it is.
But yeah, I think it was more of a study of people, and then he just kind of put it together.
Right.
And again, I don't necessarily think the score is important, even though I'm a stats guy,
Me
I'm a
too.
numbers guy.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
I think it's more of just looking at it from top to bottom, just like the emotional state and then the view
Mhm.
on life, because we see it all the time. People coming in the dealership who are super happy with their life, and you
Uh-huh.
can tell it.
Yeah.
And there are people that aren't, right?
Yeah,
So
that's
it's just a
right.
view of how you feel in your life.
Right. And
So-
I like the energetic frequency, and the reason why is because I'm looking at it, and we talk about shame and we talk about guilt a second ago, and when you're shameful, right, your energy is low.
Mhm.
When you're guilty, your energy is low.
Yeah, that's true.
If a person takes this frequency and can, it's tough to do. It's really tough to do. But if they could take the frequency of enlightenment, which is 700 to 1,000, and apply that same energetic frequency to the guilt and the shame, who's to say that they couldn't feel better and have more energy, even though they're shamed, even though they're guilty, but have more energy and stepping up and saying, "Hey, I'm guilty, I'm shameful, but hey, this is what I can do. This is how I can fix it. This is how I can be better." So that really intrigues me a lot because I do that. You know what I'm saying? If I'm shameful or if I'm, guilty and embarrassed, I'm kind of like, oh crap, here we go. But you still have to, I think you still have to have a lot of energy in that. If not, I think that you'll always be shameful, just like the point that you mentioned a while ago. So I think it's really, really neat.
I guess that's a good way to look at it. It gives you something kind of tangible.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you're grading yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, so next would be fear. So I guess in this case, fear is better than regret because at least at least you're somewhat acting. Because in regret, you had no action, or you did the wrong action. And fear, you're acting out of fear, so you're going to be anxious and you're going to be frightened by everything, by every opportunity. Again, very low. I guess you can say low frequency. Next would be desire. So, desire, you may be lusting after the wrong thing, maybe craving after the wrong thing.
Mhm.
Um, But life's going to be disappointing because you're always going to be chasing that vice that's not satisfactory because it doesn't come within.
That's
So you
right.
see people who have to have giant houses, have to have all these physical things that don't necessarily mean as much as what comes from internal,
I
comes
know.
from family, comes from friends, comes from connection.
Mm-hmm.
And then
That's a huge one. That's a huge one.
it is huge. I mean, I think that's where most people are. It's around that fear and desire. I think most people are right around there.
I do too. I really think, desire, you look at it because I think everyone in the world, as far as an individual, I think they desire a lot. I think they desire a lot of things. I think their desire is at an all-time high and they're craving, right? They're craving for whatever it is that may happen. And then when it doesn't arise and you don't get it, it's very disappointing. And I
Mhm.
think, I mean, that's a great one. Because like you said, if you just keep desiring, it's gonna be disappointing to you because you may not get what you need fast enough. You might not get what you want fast enough. And now it becomes disappointing. So I love that one.
People want to go get quick money
There you go.
to get flashy things,
Yeah.
and then it doesn't work out the way you want. You don't get the deal that you want, and you feel like you have to appease other people,
Yeah.
show off,
Yeah.
and then now you're disappointed in yourself. You're disappointed in other people because you relied on other people.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think that's or like you're desiring another person, putting all your eggs into that basket,
Hmm.
and then they break your heart. They disappoint you.
Yeah.
Now you're upset. Now
Yeah.
you're crying. Not. So
I was one of those people, man.
yeah,
And so
me too. I
this
still
really,
battle it.
yeah, this really hit home, man. It really hit home. Reading it the other night and kind of diving into it. Obviously, I wanted to get more, in depth and try to, figure out exactly what it meant. And now I know. You know what I mean? And it's all so true. So good stuff today. Good stuff.
All right. So next you go to pride. So
Woo.
at least out of pride, I'm sorry, anger. Sorry, anger is next. So anger's above desire. Um, I guess because you're not lusting, you're not desiring the wrong things. Anger, you can be angry at someone else. I think when you come down to like the one or two on top of each other, I think they can be a little interchangeable
Uh-huh.
as far as the ranking, in my opinion. But anger, your emotional or associated emotional state is going to be hate. You're going to be antagonistic.
Yeah.
You're going to be trying to manipulate people. You're going to be trying to foil things, events. You're going to be, you know, not necessarily the kind of person that everybody would want to hang around. You're going to be always on a short trigger, on a short fuse. Um, we know some people like this.
Hmm.
I definitely know some people like this, and it's not pleasant to be around.
Yeah, it's not.
Not pleasant to be around. On this next one, I want to talk a little bit more about pride. Um, so your emotional state is going to be scorn, and your view on life is going to be demanding. So when you have pride, when you have an excess of pride, I should say,
Mhm.
you're going to be demanding things of yourself that are unrealistic. You're going to be demanding things of other people that are realistic to keep your pride
Yeah.
up, right? To keep
Yep.
your ego in check, to keep it up, to keep the house of cards that you have built.
Mhm.
Um, so, what's your thoughts on that one? Any personal stories on
Um,
pride?
yeah, I mean, pride is a tough thing pride is a tough thing to it's a tough thing to do, man. It really is because no one wants to let out their pride. You know what I'm saying? No one wants to let out their pride, but um you have to as times. You have to as time because we all have pride and we all want to be the best and we want to be, the number one and the top and stuff like that. And sometimes it's okay to be second. Sometimes it's okay to be that follower. Sometimes it's okay. And I think, if we let our pride down sometimes or let it go out the window, the saying, I think it'd be much more better. I mean, it's tough. I mean, you can't. I think you can be demanding all the time, but I think the things that you demand sometimes, I think it's not even prideful. Sometimes, the things that we demand. So It's tough, man. I mean, I've dealt with it, and I've not let my pride out the window and not face the fact that I am effing up, I am messing up, I am being this person that I shouldn't be. And when I let my pride out the window, the demand was a little bit different. The demand was, hey, go help somebody. The demand was, hey, help this little brother out here that's not letting his pride out. So it's I think everybody has their own story on it. So what is your thoughts?
I want to focus on something that you said, and it's probably going to ruffle a lot of feathers of people my age or older, and people my age or younger are probably going to, think that it's great that I'm saying it, but I kind of ride the fence on it. You said it's okay to be second. Sometimes it's okay to be second. Now, I'm a very intrinsically competitive person. I want to win. I want to be the best I can possibly be.
Sure.
But you can't let that be your downfall.
Mhm.
Some people are so competitive to the point where they can't see anything value in anything else. They can't see value in the journey. They can't see
Mhm.
value in the effort put in, the growth.
Mhm.
And you can clearly tell people that aren't pleasant to be around because they make everything too much of a competition.
Yeah.
They let their pride get too much in the way.
Yeah.
Like that's why I don't really play pickup basketball.
Uh-huh.
I mean, you go in there and play pickup basketball, and people take it way too serious,
Mhm.
and they get in fights. People, get busted lips. People get sometimes people get knocked out,
Yeah.
bust their head open.
Right.
I mean, things like that are just ridiculous to me.
Yeah.
So in those certain cases, now if you're in a sport competition, you're training your ass off. That I 100% understand. Like you have a drive to be the best, but then again, I trained my butt off. There were things that I did in my fight that I shouldn't have. I, there were things in the fight that happened that were out of my control. Like we had the paramedics come in and look at him, gave him an extra 2.5 minutes in between the second and the third round,
Mhm.
and he was dying,
Mhm.
and he got to recover. But so there are things that are out of my control, but I can't let that consume me. I can't let
Yeah.
my pride like I went up, congratulated him after the fight, in the ring, shook his hand, and then I found him in the back, went and gave him a hug, tell him good fight. He was Paramedics were looking at him
Yeah.
again. He was on another planet, but there are things I can't let that get in my way because what I had to come to work the next day. So
Yeah.
if I let that consume me, I'm not
Mhm.
going to be any good at work.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Pride, a deep feeling of pleasure, right? A deep feeling of pleasure. And that's what, and I was getting to the point that you just got to. I was going to mention that, just in your fight, it's okay to be second. You trained your butt off, you trained your ass off, you worked hard. I seen every moment of it, right? And you lost a fight, right? And that okay is that pride saying, guess what? I'm okay. I'm gonna live to see another day. But my pride, that deep feeling of pleasure, now is going to drive me more to have that feeling of pleasure to go ahead and win first and go
Mhm.
ahead and win that fight and go ahead and win that battle, whatever you're going through. So sometimes, and that's what I mean, sometimes it's okay. It's okay. I didn't say it was great. I didn't say it was good.
Mhm.
It's okay to be second sometimes because it takes you out of your pride where you can look in the mirror and say, hey, I can do this thing. I can do
Yep.
that thing. I can do that thing. I will be better from being okay a second, and that's what I meant. So great
Absolutely.
point,
Yeah.
man. Yeah,
It's
great
okay
point.
it's okay to learn from losing.
Absolutely,
There's no
absolutely,
yeah. Sometimes you're just not the best man or woman on that day,
absolutely,
but take what you can learn from it and move on.
absolutely. Yeah, and that's what really builds my pride losing. And so I mean, whatever it is, that's what really builds my pride, or not being the best at something, or maybe the second, or maybe this or that. That's what builds my pride, man, and that's what demands me to be better in life all the way around. So
Next, we got courage. The associated emotional state is going to be affirmation, and then view of life is going to be feasible.
whew,
So, courage. I think this is a big one.
yeah, courage is huge.
Just like courage to get in there, get punched in the face, get in there, and get in a real fight.
Hmm.
Where if you start losing, you get tired. You're in there by yourself. You can't just tap out. I mean, you can, but you're in there for competition. Just
Yeah,
like with new salesmen, you get customers. They've never talked to a customer. You've got to go up and introduce yourself. That's a scary thing.
that's a scary thing.
If you want to raise at your job that you've been there, 10 years, 5 years, you feel like you deserve the raise. You got to have the courage to ask for it. If you want to go, if you think that's your future wife, you got to go talk to her.
That's
You have
right.
to go talk to her. Otherwise, if you never put the actions into place, you don't have the courage to do it. You're going to walk through life being upset with yourself because you don't
Yeah.
take advantage of opportunities.
Yeah, yeah. Courage is huge. Awesome. Courage is huge, and especially and I say for younger people, we talk about the age difference between you and I, but I'm 43 years old, and I'm gonna tell you one thing right now: whatever you're doing in life, whatever you want to do, it doesn't matter. Have courage to do it. Have courage to do it. Take that first step. Whatever it may be that you want, take that first step and have that courage to do it. Because after you take that first step, that's where your courage will start helping you out with it. You won't be afraid anymore. You won't be in fear anymore. So whatever you may be doing, just have the courage to do it. Life's really short, man, and have the courage to do it. And that's something that I pray for every day. I pray for courage every single day, is because life itself, you got to have courage. And there's different aspects of life that you look at, but you got to have courage for every aspect of your life. And if you don't have courage, you'll be left behind, and I hate to say it, but you will be left behind. You got to step up and say something, because people have pride, people's pride or what they want to do, that deep feeling of pleasure, but you got to have that courage to go tell them. You got to have that courage to go say something. You got to have that courage to step up and do it. So please, whatever you're doing, have courage to do it.
There's a saying, some will, some won't. So what?
That's it.
Are you going to be the some that will? Or are you going to be the some that won't? And the rest, no one else cares.
And so what?
Do you accomplish what you want to accomplish?
That's it.
Because if you don't, no one else is going to care. The only person that really cares is you.
Yeah.
Like your parents may care a little bit, but they only care to a certain degree. They just want you to be happy. They can't focus on every part of your life. If you got kids, they're obviously trying to figure out their own life. If you got friends, they're certainly worried about things in their own life. So the only person that cares that much about what you're doing, is you. What you have to accomplish.
That's exactly right.
Neutrality is next. So you go through life, your associated emotional state is trust, and then your view of life is satisfactory. So this is kind of a weird one, right? Because you would think that courage is above it, but I guess if you go through life being able to trust people, you have to have courage to trust people. Yeah. If you look at life as satisfactory, obviously you have some things in your life that you've taken advantage of, and you've that you've had the courage to go out and accomplish. You're okay with your life. You're content. You're not overly joyed about it, but you're also not in despair. You're not shamed about it. You're not, it's more of your mid-level. It's like your ground zero. You're not negative. You're a net neutral force in the world, and the way you think about things and the way you view life. To me, it's weird because this one's always been just as scary as any of the other ones that we've talked about so far.
Yeah.
I don't want to live a neutral life.
Right.
I don't want to be alone. I don't want to live a life where I can look back and regret. I know regret was back at the bottom, but I don't know, just something about the word neutral. I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Just it spells average, and we talked about it's okay not to win every time, but for something in me, I don't want to be average.
Yeah.
So I may not be the best one to talk about this.
Yeah. No, I mean, me either. I don't. It's tough. My wife one time told me to say, you should just be content with life, right? And so it's a double standard for me. It's because I'm content with life, right? I'm content with my life that is currently going on right now. And the word just hit me. I'm not satisfied with it, if that makes sense. I'm content with it, right? If all else fails and this was it, I will be content with it, right? But I'm not satisfied with it. My satisfactory level is at a medium. I'm not truly satisfied with it because there's other things in life that I want to accomplish, right? And so,
but isn't that what keeps you going?
That's exactly what keeps you going. I mean,
I think the people who get it, and the people who don't.
Yeah,
and maybe that's just because everybody's different, and
right.
Until I say this, different things make different people happy.
Yeah.
The chance of doing something extraordinary that pushes me, that motivates me,
Mhm.
that grind keeps me going.
Mhm.
I've seen what I look like on the other side of that, where I'm just sitting around and I'm just playing video games. I'm just eating all the time,
Uh-huh.
indulging, being a fat ass.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not happy with that part of my life. So is it so evil to want to be a little bit greedy? I mean, as long as you do the right things with
Yeah,
it,
I don't think
but
so.
to have that deep motivation and desire. I don't. Some people like make you feel bad about it, make you feel
Yeah, I
weird
don't think
about it,
so.
but that's part of what drives me.
That's
So,
part of what
like you
drives
said,
me
I'm
too.
content with life. You know, if I made the salary the rest now that I make the rest of my life, would that be content?
Uh-huh.
Yes. Would I be happy about it? No.
Mhm.
Would most people love to have that salary? Yes.
Yeah.
But that's not where I want to end up at, right? That's not where I want to accomplish my life, right? I want more, and it's not just money. I just want to be able to, like our owner, he can go and he can take his kids to do whatever he wants.
Yeah. That's not your overall
Right.
satisfactory.
I want to earn something so deeply involved that I can feel great about it and be able to make my own decisions every day
Every day.
and not
Yeah.
have to make decisions for everybody else.
Yeah,
So
most definitely.
so the net neutral is not necessarily my biggest strong suit.
No, not at all. And I think, I mean, for me, mine either. I think, when I say that I'm satisfied,
Mhm.
that means stop. Like to me,
Yeah.
that means I'm done.
Yeah,
I'm satisfied. I'm done. Stop.
Mhm.
So I can never be satisfied.
Like when you're full, when you're satisfied of
Yeah.
eating, you stop eating.
You stop eating, right? And
So,
then I see
yeah.
all this great food down there, and then I'm like, let me just dive in some more, and that's how I am with life. I don't think I'm content with it, but I don't think that I could be ever satisfied with it. You know what I mean? I don't know if that
I just connected a dot.
I don't know if
Maybe
that
that's
helps.
why when I'm at a restaurant, I don't want to have any regrets. So it's so hard for me to order off the menu because
Yeah.
I want to try a little bit of everything.
Everything.
So maybe that's the way I am in life.
Yeah.
I don't want to just get full on one thing and it be over. I want to try.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Great analogy.
are we sure we're only going to spend $20, $30?
Yeah,
I
great-
kind of want to
great
spend
analogy.
150 and get 7 things on the menu.
Yeah, yeah. You're not hungry, but you want to eat.
Yeah, I want to experience
Yeah.
things. I want to experience
Yeah,
life.
you want to snack.
Mhm.
Yeah, snack around. No, that's a great point, man.
Yeah. I mean,
I love it.
I've always said I want to travel the world just for the food.
Yeah, just
The
for me
views and the
too.
food.
I love it. That's the
I
reason we
love
go on
food.
vacation, man. Seriously, people think we go and gamble and hang out. No, we're eating.
That's my favorite
We
thing.
eat. My wife takes a picture of every plate, bro,
Mhm.
that we eat at, and that's what we enjoy doing. So,
Okay, next is willingness. Your associated emotional state is optimism, view on life, hopeful. Now we're getting into the green. So willingness, you're going to be optimistic about things. I think this is something that you're very good at, or at least if there's days you struggle with it, you still show to everybody else. Which I know there are going to be days everybody struggles, but you're optimistic about everything, and you show hope. So with your Team Waddell and with your strength in numbers, what do you give those kids? You give them, you make them optimistic, and you give them hope every day.
absolutely.
And when you have something that you have hope for, um, you know, you have a little bit more drive. You have a little bit more momentum in life
Mhm.
versus, I'm never making it out of here.
Yeah.
So, I
Yeah.
mean, I think you're somebody that can speak on that very
Man,
well.
it's really tough on that one. I put everything towards my life, man, and for a while there, I went optimistic about nothing. I'm like, this is the way I'm going to end up. I'm going to end up in prison. I'm going to end up dead. I'm going to end up in prison. I'm going to end up in dead. And that's how I was thinking, and so I had to be really optimistic about it and think, you know what? No, good things will happen to me. Good things are going to happen to me. You know what I mean? And so you really have to think about that. I learned this. This was about 4 years ago, and I'm not afraid to say it. When I went to jail, I had my gun in my airport, and I went to jail, and I went back and I talked to my pastor because I was shameful.
Mhm.
I was embarrassed, but my pride said no. Go talk with him. You know what I'm saying? He can get you right? And it was something simple, man. It wasn't major. These things happen every day. Every 30 minutes, somebody goes to jail at the airport for their gun. I wasn't trying to smuggle it or anything like that. I was being a great Samaritan. We were just in a hurry.
Forgot.
Yeah, and so he said, Bo, there's always something good that'll come out of every bad. There's always something good that'll come out of every bad. And so I started living by that motto 4 years ago. there's something good that comes out of every bad. So whether we're selling cars or we're not, there's something good that's going to come out of it. We're going to get more training. We're going to get more awareness. We're going to get more manageable. And it's the same thing in life. If something bad happens, it gives you a note to say, hey, maybe not travel that back road, maybe slow down, maybe, be more aware. And so I try to use that every single day, knowing that doesn't matter how bad it gets, there's something good that I can take from it. Whatever it may be, and so I try to use that analogy all the time. Like I say, it doesn't matter what I'm doing. I've been in all types of stuff, but there's something good, something that I learned that came out of every bit of it. So be optimistic about it, man. Just know great things are going to happen to you, and you got to have that mindset, and if you don't have that mindset, it's always going to be negative. It's always going to be, down. You're always going to be mad or angry at something, you're going to let your pride go. So always be optimistic. Just know whatever you may be doing, saying, or working on, just know that there's going to be some good that comes out of it. So
Absolutely. I mean, why when you see Superman in the comics, you see him in the movies, you see what does Superman stand for? Hope.
hope, yeah,
That if aliens come and invade, you have Superman.
hope,
So it's okay. He's going to provide a brighter future
Mm-hmm.
because he's going to be able to save everybody, right?
That's right.
Now, obviously, that's a comic book,
Mm-hmm.
but when you have hope, you have life.
That's right.
When you have life, you can enjoy life.
Absolutely. you
So
do.
I think that's the first one that I can really start to get behind.
Mm-hmm.
The next you're going to be at acceptance.
Mm-hmm.
So your associated emotional state is going to be forgiveness, and then your view on life is harmonious. So when you can forgive yourself for your past indiscretions, when you can forgive yourself for the things that you've done, for the opportunities that you've spoiled, that you've let go, the people that you've hurt, you can forgive other people. That's when you can start actually moving forward in life. And I think this is a big thing for a lot of people holding on to grudges,
Mm-hmm.
mainly with themselves.
Yeah.
I'm going to speak about, I've never really had a reason to hold, maybe one person, but I've never really had a reason to hold a grudge against anybody necessarily in my life. But it's more about my own regret and not seeing things through. Like when I played for Deion Sanders' football team, I came on in the tryouts, blew everybody out of the water. And then it seemed there was a pattern in my life where I would do fantastic when somebody met me,
Uh-huh.
and then I would just kind of start to level off.
Yeah.
And then just not live up to the expectations or the potential that I had.
Mhm.
It happened time and time again in football. And then it started to happen in life a little bit. And then I finally started really course correcting a little bit at Carter County Dodge. Really around the time COVID hit, because I wasn't going to be a part of the skeleton crew that we had.
Yeah.
We were going to have 3 salesmen because it was going to be a mandatory business, or what was the term? Essential business. Essential business.
Essential.
We were going to have a skeleton crew of 3 salesmen. It was going to be Sleepy was gone because he was older. Didn't want to get sick. There was going to be Marcus, Nick Porter, Paul Ray.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Marcus are the only ones left.
Yeah.
But no, I just, when I realized that, I was selling 5-6 cars a month around that time.
Uh-huh.
And then it just snapped in my head. I was like, man, what am I doing?
Mm-hmm.
I'm 23 years old at the time. I've
Mhm.
got to start figuring something out.
Mhm.
I can't just coast like I did. And that's when I started actually, even from there, I still battled. It's always an uphill climb, but that's when things started to really kick into gears. Like, man, I'm not valued enough to have a job when we had the skeleton crew. I need to change something.
Yeah.
And I think I did from there. And then, 6-7 months later, I got promoted.
Yeah. There
there
you
were
go.
there were things that happened that led to that, outside circumstances. But you take advantage of the opportunities that you have.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a big one for me, is acceptance, forgiveness, and forgiveness of yourself for things that you've done in the past or things that you've not lived up to, and just being able to move forward because the potential that you have.
That's exactly it. I mean, you killed it right there, bro. You got to accept yourself first. We always talk about it that, you can't go and help anybody if you ain't accepting yourself 1st and who you are. We train the salesmen all the time. And, that's really why I started focusing on it, is to, not only build relationships with your customer, but build harmonious relationships with them. Because times do get tough, even with your client. I mean, they really do. I mean, it gets tough, but if you have that harmonious relationship, then your client or your friend or your family is more acceptance of you. And so, first that's a great thing that you did, Austin, is accepting who you were. And I think once you do that, I mean, everything else comes along with it. So it's a
I mean,
great
if you're
point.
in sales, this is a big thing that we try to teach too. If you're in sales, you're every single client, every single customer that you talk to is is a person. They
Mhm.
have lives, they have issues. So if you're just trying to force something on them, if you're just trying to, you know, just make a sale, I think you're really missing the point. And then that's part of the reason that you're probably not doing as well as you would like,
Mhm.
is because people know that you see them as dollar signs versus actually caring about how you can help that person.
Yeah,
Like someone comes in, they need a third wheel vehicle, we try everything we can to get them into the best third row vehicle possible that fits
uh,
their budget, fit what they're trying to do. There are things that go into it, obviously, but when you actually try to help the person, try
yeah,
to help somebody, and that goes so far in gaining trust and getting the
yeah.
customer to accept what you're saying. Hey, I know you want a 4x4 truck, $50,000 truck right now, but we've got to start establishing credit.
That's
If you
right.
can actually sit down and let that resonate with them, just that's a very specific example. But when you can gain people's trust, they're going to be more accepting of solutions that you have laid out for them. So you have to be able to, in all areas of life, if you can show that you're genuine, then that's going to go very far for you. So
Yeah,
you
that's
get
a
people
good
to
point.
accept
And
you.
that's what I was gonna hit at. A person that's an asshole
Yeah.
or a person that's harmonious, which one of those people are gonna be more accepted? The person that's harmonious, not the asshole.
Mhm.
So, be harmonious and be accepted. But again, like Austin said, accept yourself first. Make yourself harmonious about who you are and what you want to do. And when you go out, people will see that, people will trust you, and now you can help those people.
Awesome. Okay. Reason. Your associated emotional state is understanding. And your view on life is meaningful. Okay. So when you can understand people's points of view, and oh, there you go. When you can understand people's points of view, you can take into account what their reasoning is. You can take into account their point of view. You're going to find a lot more peace in life. You're not gonna, when you're talking to a Democrat, you're a Republican, or you're talking to a Republican, you're a Democrat, and you can not have a shouting match. You can talk about something and come to a logical conclusion, whether you agree on something, whether you don't agree, whether I agree to disagree on that.
Hmm.
When you can sit down and talk to somebody and see their point of view on life, that's going to be, you're going to go through life. I mean, I've never necessarily, like, luckily, I've never necessarily been too far one way or the other because I'm not very political, but just on anything, I try to see it from both sides.
Yes.
There's times where I hear things from too much of one side of the media, whether it's the left or the right, and then I don't hear the other point of view, and I'm like, that makes me really mad. And then I hear, I look into it a little bit, and then it's not all this way or it's not all that way, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I shouldn't have overreacted like I did.
Yeah.
That's rare, but even I feel myself getting that way. So
Yeah.
when you don't listen to all points of reason, you're not going to be neutral. You're
That's right.
not going to be able to understand both sides. You get in that, what they call them, echo chambers. That's
Yes.
what social media is terrible about, because
Yes.
you
Oh my
follow
God.
people who have certain points of view and not people who have the other point of view, and then you only hear one side, so you get very jaded towards this community and you
Yeah.
only talk to this community.
Yeah. It's like that, man. Just like you said, man. Understanding, if you understand both sides of it, and both sides is meaningful, right? It gives people a reason to talk to you. It gives people a reason to pick your brain. It gives you a reason to go pick other people's brain or go talk to other people, is because it's understanding is meaningful. It's huge. I think everything happens for a reason, and you got to understand those reasons. Everybody has an opinion, and you got to understand that's Austin's opinion, that's Bo's opinion, this is my opinion. You don't have to agree with those opinions, but you have to have reason and understanding and make it meaningful. And I think a lot of people don't do that. Here's the reason why that I didn't do it. Here's the reason why I can't do it. Here's the reason why I didn't do it. Well, do you really understand that reason? And again, I think everything happens for a reason. And so you really got to understand and make those reasons meaningful for you to move forward. And if you're not, if you come to me, Austin, and explain to me, or you want to vent to me, or you want to share something with me, and I don't have reason and I don't understand you, and it's not meaningful, then I'm not helping the situation at all. I'm the one
Mhm.
that's not being reasonable about it. And I think, relationships, it's huge, and I think that's the biggest downfall of relationships. You're not understanding the other person's reason for them telling you something. It's not meaningful enough to you to understand the reason why they're doing it. Because we ain't gonna always agree with each other. We ain't gonna always have the same motion. If we did, then we would all be the same and life would suck. And so, people have different reasonings behind something. Make those reasons understandable and make those reasons meaningful to you. I didn't say you have to agree with every one of them, but make them understand and make them meaningful, because that same reason that person is telling you, that could be the reason. All you have to do is say, hey, I understand and it's meaningful to me. It means something to me. And that could take that person to a whole nother level of desire. They could take that person to a whole nother level to where they're out of that funk, or where they can continue to move on with their life with whatever they got going on. So,
They
make
feel
it
heard.
reasonable. Yeah, absolutely. It's
Sometimes
the
just-
worth.
Yeah, sometimes just feeling heard. I mean, you don't have to necessarily say that you agree with somebody. You don't have to say
Yeah.
someone's right, but just understanding that they are heard, just like I said with the customer.
Right.
What do we do in the very beginning? We train our salesmen to do this.
Yeah.
And I know we personally do this every
Mhm.
time we work a customer from top to bottom, is I personally go in there, I write down, I ask them, what do you want? What are
Mhm.
your needs? What are your
Mhm.
wants? So I can try to fit in everything that I can.
Absolutely.
And what did we say earlier? When people feel heard, they feel understood, they're more willing to accept, okay, maybe I can't go down this route like I wanted to,
Absolutely.
but I can start here and then go this way.
Yeah, your trust level goes
Your
way
trust
high.
level goes up when just by going and writing down the things that I know that they want.
Mhm.
I can show that I'm actually trying here. I'm listening to you versus, oh, I don't care what you say. I'm going to put
Yeah.
you in the vehicle. Because what's a bad stigma about car salesmen? I wanted this, but
Not listening.
they put me in this.
Yeah.
The stigma is not listening, like you
Mhm.
said. So when you can get somebody's trust, you're going to have a much easier time just by understanding.
Absolutely. Have empathy for people.
Next is one of the big ones, love.
Mhm.
All right. Your associated emotional state is reverence. And then your view on life is benign. I need to look up what benign means. You go ahead and start out on that one.
Yeah. Love. Love is huge. Love is something that you have to have. I pray about unconditional love all the time, because there's different levels of love, and I try to love unconditionally, because everybody's not the same. Everybody's not in good standings. Everybody's not at the levels of life that they want to be at. But a little love will take you a long way, man. Um, um, God loved us so much, he gave his only son up. So, love is huge, man. And I think, if you just show a little bit of love, right? Whether it's soft love or whether it's tough love, I think that right there brings more value to people's life than we really know. In most cases, right? Most cases, we talk about mental illness. Most cases of depression and stress is because they need attention. And let me change that. We say that they need attention, right? And somebody he just doing that to get attention. He just doing that to get attention. I don't think so. I think he's doing it to get some love. Love is an affectionate. Love is attention. And so I'm gonna change my wording now. No, he needs love. You don't need no attention. He needs some love. And love will bring you that attention. So love everybody. Love your neighbor as you will love yourself.
I was going to say, I think
Love your neighbor as
I
you
think
love
the
yourself.
attention would go along more with desire, but love, with knowing that someone has your back through thick and thin,
Absolutely.
that's a peaceful feeling.
Yeah.
That's a great feeling.
Yeah, we said it yesterday, man. Remember we was at the coffee machine and I said, I tell grown men that I love them.
Mhm.
I tell grown men that I love them because men need that tough love sometimes. Men need that love sometimes. And when you tell a grown man you love them, it hits them totally different.
Yeah.
It hits them totally different. So,
And that's a big one too. It's tough love. You can love somebody and be tough on them.
yeah.
The associated emotional state is reverence, which means you love people, you love yourself, you're over the moon about them. But the view on life is benign. I looked up the definition: gently and kind, or gentle and kind. But the second one is not harmful in effect.
Not harmful in effect. It's like a tumor.
Yeah, you're not a
Tumor's
tumor.
benign.
So I can be tough on you because as a man, trust me, I've been there. As a man, you're going to be tougher on me. I'm going to be tougher on you, but I'm not harming you.
That's right.
I may be breaking you down a little bit. I'm not harming you.
That's right.
If I'm coming from a certain point of view,
Mhm.
you're not harming me if you come from a certain point of view. And I think that's the thing that we lost nowadays is just because someone gives you constructive criticism, you think that someone's trying to shatter your whole glass house that you have built.
Yeah.
And that's where the pride comes in that we talked about earlier. So when you can love somebody genuinely, truly, when you can love yourself genuinely and truly, you're going to start finding that you are more happy in life. And I've been happier in the past year and a half, 2 years or so, because I've been more accepting of who I am, and haven't been harmful to myself in my endeavors and my goals. I've been very, I've loved myself for who I am and for who I can become, not just who I am, because I think that can be a dangerous slippery slope too. When you have too much self-love.
Oh my God.
I talk about it.
Yeah, you become selfish. You become conceited.
That, and you stop wanting to grow.
There you go. You're done. You're done. You're satisfied.
If you're the bee's knees, then why would you need to grow?
That's
all
right.
that in a bag of chips. Why would you need a bigger bag of chips?
Yeah.
So I think that's a big one too.
Love is huge, man. Austin can contest to this, man, all the time, man. When I'm griping at the salesman or bitching at the salesman about something, man, and I'm heated, and they're looking at me like, "Oh God, here he goes again."
Love you. I knew you.
Never mind. Austin said it. Don't I? Yeah.
I love you.
Yeah, I say it to him. I love you, man. Like, I'm telling those guys I love you. The reason I'm on you is because I love you, and about the third time they say it back to me. I have to make them say it back to me. But once they say it back to me, the meeting's over with. Like, really. And they're like, okay, this motherfucker really does love us. So.
All right. Joy. The associated emotional state is serenity. Then their view on life is complete. So I think this one and the next one are pretty similar, but serenity, get the exact definition. Boy, I need to go back to school, huh?
Yeah.
I kind of know what it means, but I need to know the exact definition.
Peace.
Being peaceful or untroubled. Yeah.
Yeah, peace.
Okay. So when you can find the little joys out of life, like when I leave the gym, I feel fantastic about myself.
Awesome.
I know that I know that I've gotten better. I'm 1% better at fighting. I know that when I'm learning to code, I'm getting 1% better. When I fix the computer for our podcast that I enjoy doing, I feel that, 1% better. The little things for me, the joy comes from being able to accomplish things like we talked about. It comes from being around family on Thanksgiving or Christmas, just getting to be around everybody. It's things like that, family reunions.
Yeah.
The little things like that make me happy. That's why I want to have freedom with my life, because I want to be able to do things like this for fun. I want to be able to do things with my family. I want to be able to pay for everybody to go to Colorado and not worry about it. I want to do that.
Yeah.
So, that would be a big source of peace in my life and joy in my life that I would be able to accomplish.
There you go. There you go. A young man said to me, he may have been around and heard it, but we were in the sales office, and he said, I'm not chasing money. I'm not chasing money. I'm chasing happiness. And I really got to diving into that, man, and really understand. I'm like, well, do all these things, and I need a lot of money to do all these things with, but I'm chasing happiness. I'm doing the things that make me happy. Forget the money. If I could probably do these things without the money, and you can do those things without the money. You just do them on a bigger scale with the money. But chasing happiness. And, I really, really, really like that slogan is because that's what you have to chase, man. You have to chase happiness in what makes you happy. Chasing money and chasing other things, I don't think they make you happy. I think they make
They
you
don't.
miserable. I think they make you stressed. I think they make you not prideful. So again, man, joy in having peace is just complete.
Mhm.
It really is. I mean, it's just being joyful, man, about the little things, the small things. I think just like you said, Austin, when you can be joyful about the small things, those bigger things will come to you, and you'll be way more prideful about them, and you'll be complete now. So just enjoy life, man. Enjoy every second. Enjoy the good times. Enjoy the bad times. Enjoy the peaceful times and the unpeaceful times. I think enjoy them all because they're like again, there's something good that comes out of every bad. But just smile and enjoy it, man. Enjoy every second, every moment, whatever it may be that you're trying to accomplish or you're doing. So
Life truly is too short.
it's too short, man. Joy, and having serenity, having peace. That's what I enjoy. Sometimes I go out on the deck, man, and just hang out and watch the birds sing and listen to the squirrels play. And that's peace, man.
Mhm.
That's peace. So everybody has a different peace that you can find. And I suggest you do it, man. It's find that peace every day. If you got a favorite spot that you can go to, or you got a book that you can read, or you have something that you can do to make yourself joyful, then you'll eventually be complete.
Shoot, even just turn it for me when the weather's cool, weather's cold, roll down the windows,
Absolutely.
turn off the radio,
Absolutely.
stick your arm out the window,
Yes.
feel nature, feel that cold breeze on you. I mean,
Yes.
it's peaceful.
It's peaceful. Find some joy today, guys. That's your
Mm.
task and your goal today. Find some joy today. Find some joy today.
Okay. Peace. Your associated state of mind is bliss, and then your view on life is perfect. You think life is perfect because I mean, this is a tough one to elaborate on because I'm not there,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
But when you've accomplished everything, when you feel like you've done everything that you can, you're doing everything that you can, you've accomplished what you want to, your family has what you want them to have, you have what you want, you're able to do the things that you want to do, say the things that you want to say, be around the people you want to be around. That would be my interpretation of it. You just know that everything is right, or almost everything is right,
Yeah.
and your life is as close to perfect as it's going to be. That is the goal, right?
That's the goal.
Chasing happiness.
Yeah, that's the ultimate goal.
So I don't have much to elaborate on that because I'm not there, so I can't
Yeah.
speak on it, right?
Yeah.
That'd be
yeah.
like me telling you how to dunk a basketball. I
Right.
can't dunk a basketball.
Right. Peace is great. I'm almost there. I really am. And not with life. I'm not there with life, but I'm there with myself.
Mhm.
I'm almost there with myself. Again, my journey 3 years ago. I made a decision to be better, man, all the way around, and I'm still doing it. I'm not there yet. I'm not. I'm still training and working on myself. But I'm almost there, and I can say I'm finally peaceful with myself. Um, with no worry. And I tell people that all the time. How you doing? I'm great. I woke up this morning. I have no worry at all. I have no freaking complaints. I have no worry whatsoever. I have things that I'm working on, but I'm not worried about them anymore. So that brings me peace because I used to worry a lot. I used to worry about everything, man, everything. Keep myself up late at night, make myself sick, have ulcers because I was doing all this worrying, man. And I said, you know what? Forget that. Man, God can worry for me. God, that's what he does. I mean, give it to him. That's what he does. He worries. He needs me to be peaceful. He needs me to be joyful. He needs me to have pride out here. And so I really started doing that, man. And again, I'm almost there with myself. So I can look myself in the mirror and say, I'm getting better. I'm working on it, but I'm not there yet, but I'm almost. So it feels good to say I'm almost at peace with myself. And so once I get the full complete peace with myself, now I know that when I'm going out and I'm teaching life skills and I'm mentoring these young men, I know that it's for certain. You always have that 10%, 90%, like, hey, I know I'm doing it right, but what if? Like, what if? And so I'm almost where I'm saying, hey, no more what ifs anymore.
No more what ifs.
No more what ifs. I'm just going to be peaceful. My movie is great, and I'm going to be the freaking leading role in my movie. So,
But I think the biggest part of that is from the work that you put in.
you have to.
And now I'm sure some
have
people
to.
can sit back and be blissful and happy about not doing anything.
Yeah, you have to, man.
But I think people like you and I think a lot of men and a lot of women out there too. It's just the work.
You have
the
to
work, knowing that you've put in the work
That's
is a big source of happiness.
Yeah,
a big
it
source
is.
of enjoyment.
It
Is
is.
knowing that, man, I busted my ass for 10 hours today, and then
It
I went and
is.
worked out, and I've ate clean all day,
It is.
and I put in the work in my relationship. I've done everything that I can today.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's when you can have those no worries.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Because it is a work, Austin.
It's work.
and it is a work. And I think that's probably what drives me and gives me that peace, knowing that I can go work hard for it. So good stuff.
All right, last one. Now I think this is a little, we'll call it hippie. Enlightenment is associated emotional state, ineffable. And then the view of life just is.
Yeah.
So hold on, let me look up ineffable.
Enlightenment.
Too great or extreme expressed or described in words. Or too great or extreme to be expressed in words. So there's really no words to describe it. Life just is, and you exist above everything else. That's why I think Jesus was on that plane.
Yeah.
But I don't think this is something that we necessarily need to be worried about because we're human and we have flaws. But try to if you can take something from today, go through. You can look it up. It's The Map of Consciousness by David R. Hawkins.
Yeah, good stuff.
Dr. David Hawkins. And kind of just associate or assess where you are in your life, and then you can go through and associate, what you need to do, where you're at with the things that you need to do in your life, and make sure that you can get to the place you want to go, not just in the physical world, but it starts here.
Right.
Whenever you're okay with yourself, whenever you're happy with yourself, whenever you're blissful with yourself, then you can spread that joy to other people.
No, I think it's really good. I think everyone should look up this map of consciousness. I really do. Consensuous. Looking at this map right here, or looking at the map of it, I think it will really bring value to your life. It's because sometimes we don't know the answers. Sometimes we don't know what to do. Sometimes we don't even really know how we're feeling. We're just I don't know, man. I just feel weird today. I don't know what it is. I feel weird. And by looking at this map right here, you can look at how you feel when you're shameful. You can look at your view on your life when you're shameful. You're like, oh, my life's miserable, right? And you can start using this as a tool to help yourself get better, to help yourself find that reason, to find that love, find that joy, find that peace, and be enlightened by your own life. So, I really suggest that people look at this map and put it towards your life. At least one time, and doing it, I think you'll have a better view on your full life and everything in all aspects of your life, because we all need all of these. We go through them almost every day. By looking at these, we go through them almost every day. But if you can feel that energy and see what type of energy that you're giving with that shame, maybe you can give a little bit more energy and not feel miserable about it. So it's a great tool.
I'm gonna start doing it once a week.
I really learned it. Yeah, absolutely.
We'll do it every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday. So we'll go over it with you.
We'll do it every Tuesday.
There you go. Hey, we're gonna go over it with you. So tune in.
We're gonna be honest too.
Hey,
we're gonna be honest.
Up. I mean, that's the only way you're gonna get better in life, man. We told you some stories someday, and we told you about ourselves and what we go through, and this is no BS, man. It really isn't. This is everyday life that we've went through. Again, Austin's a little younger than I am, but Austin's went through a lot of things in his life. He's seen a lot of things in his life. So he can help me, I can help him, but our main focus is just to make sure that people know that we care, we love you. We're gonna be here to talk in your ear and have some laughs at the same time.
Boom. It's time to go sell some cars.
Let's go get some money. Get up, get out of bed, and get going.
Living for weekends, wishing I could take a break from this world. Running on a hamster wheel, but searching for something I can't feel. I just wanna